Hey, in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a super simple marketing funnel for your coaching business. Now, what is a marketing funnel? It's something that gets strangers interested in your content, gives them a reason to get on your email list, and then pulls them into that list so that you can then nurture them and bring them to the sales step where you sell them your coaching. So we're going to dive right in. First of all, let me explain the steps that are required for this marketing funnel to bring those strangers into your email list and get them to become raving fans. Number one, you need something to entice them onto your list. I call this a freebie or a lead magnet because it magnetizes your ideal leads to your list. Now, a freebie can be any sort of thing you want to make. Most people do some sort of PDF download. So that looks like a checklist or a guide or a quiz or something that can get them a little bit further on this transformation that you are selling to them. Once you have that freebie, then you're going to create a landing page or a simple web page where they come and enter their information, their name and email address, in order to get said freebie. Once that's done, you need to set up a delivery email. So that's going to be a single email that takes that freebie and sends it to their inbox as soon as they've signed up. Once they've signed up, they're going to be redirected to a thank you page, which we also need to build. And then finally, we're going to test the entire flow to make sure it works correctly. Side note, if you do not yet have your first 5 coaching clients and you want to get started there, which I highly recommend you do before you build anything, click the link in the description for my free training on how to get your first 5 clients. The benefit to getting those first 5 beta clients is that you get to test out your coaching. You get to test out your methodology. You get to test out your framework, try lots of different things, get lots of feedback, get some testimonials. You can do it for free or for maybe a discount until you get some testimonials under your belt. And then you can come back and build a business that scales, knowing what your clients already need. Go ahead and click the link in the description to get that training. Now, a note about technology. You can build this marketing funnel in a million different software programs. Today, I'm going to show you in ClickFunnels because this is the all-in-one software program that I use for my business, and I'm a big fan of it. Bonus, you can get 2 weeks for free to try it out. I'll include my affiliate link below so you can get that trial 2 weeks free and test it out for yourself, see if you like it. So, like I mentioned, step number 1 is to create that freebie. I'm not going to show you how to do that in this video because I actually already have a video that shows you how to do this. So I'll link that right here and also in the description. Once you have that built, then the next step is going to be building that landing page. Like I said, a very simple single web page that just says, here's this freebie I have. I want to give it to you. Enter your name and email address. So let's go in and do that now. Okay, now that we are inside ClickFunnels, we are going to be looking for the funnels button up here on the top left. That's going to take us into the funnel builder, which is the easiest and simplest way to build this marketing funnel that we need to get our clients onto our list. Over here on the top right, you're going to click Create Funnel once you're inside this page. And then it's going to give you lots of different funnel templates. And all of these have their merits. You can scroll through and there's a bunch of different pages here on the bottom if you want to look for one that appeals to you, but we're just going to pick a super simple one right here. Click Use this template and then Customize now. Okay, so this is what the funnel looks like when it's zoomed out on the funnel view. As you can see up here on the top, you'll get different views, the editor, the workflows, opt-ins. You don't need to know what all of these do right now. Just know that the funnel view looks like this. The squeeze page is what the main landing page is called. And then there's the thank you page that they are redirected to after they input their information. So let's go ahead and go into the landing page and play around with it a little bit. Now, the thing you need to know is that every aspect of your page can be customized, but don't freeze here and take weeks and weeks customizing it. Just make it so that it's good enough and get moving as quickly as possible. I'm a big fan of taking messy action, even if it's not perfect. I don't want to show you every detail of how to edit your page, but basically you can click on any copy and change it. So let's just say, grab this awesome freebie below, and that only I don't like how it rolls over there. So I'm going to click the settings here and it's going to automatically give your landing page a style based on ClickFunnels default or one that you can set up yourself. But I just click override and I can override all of the settings like the font size, the font color, etc. And I can just move this little slider right here to get just the right size. Okay. So you can edit this copy the same way, this the same way, tell your people what they're getting, add some benefits, etc. Then over here, I'm going to want to edit this image. So I'm going to click this settings button, the little gear icon. And over here on the right, you'll see image URL. You can click this image icon and then you can upload any image you want or access some of the stock photography down here on the left under Discover. I'm going to go ahead and just grab a picture of me. I highly recommend if you are selling your own services, like yourself as a coach or an expert, that you put a picture of yourself. But if there's a picture that better fits what your freebie is, like some sort of a transformation, maybe a before and after picture or something, that would be appropriate here too. Now over here on the form, this is what I want to work on next. Right now, it's just asking for an email and then there's the button to submit the form. But I always like to have a first name because then in my emails, I can talk to the person by their first name, right? And then every email will say, hey, Bonnie, hey, Sarah, hey, Judy. So to do that, I'm going to come over here, hover over this form right here and add element. Under form over here on the right, there is a place called input. Click input, and now we have 2 boxes. Now, email is the default one, so now we have 2 emails, which we don't want. So the top one, I'm gonna click the settings, and I'm gonna change it to first name. Over here under input type, you click the drop down and choose first name. I don't choose full name because I don't want people to get an email that says, hey, Sarah Johnson, blah, 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 blah. I just want the first name. Now, the button is the most important because when they click this, it will submit their information and tell the ClickFunnels system to send the delivery email, which is what we're going to build next. Obviously, you can also edit the footer down here if you'd like. You can delete entire sections if you don't want this little testimonial here, but a pretty basic landing page like this does the job. And I don't want you to get too caught up in making it look perfect. If you click the button over here, obviously you can also override this style. You can choose different button styles or override it and change the color entirely. Maybe we can pick a pink that kind of matches me a little bit better. Close enough. And I think I like this style better, only now we need to change the color again. Okay, now, if everything looks okay, I want to go back into this button and I want to make sure that it is doing what I want it to, which is submit the order or the form. Now, there's no order on here, right? They're not buying anything. They're just submitting a form. So that's correct. There are other things you can do in here as well. In my how to make a freebie video, I showed you how to create a freebie in Canva and how to get it to just display on a public link. If you do it that way and you don't download the freebie to deliver it that way, you can just put the public link in here. So you could go, when clicked, I want this button to go to a custom URL, and then you put the URL for your Canva freebie right here. Make sense? So that is a really simple way of getting that freebie ready to go, and then they just click the link and they're right there. I personally prefer to send it in a personalized email because that kind of establishes some rapport in their inbox and they know I'm going to be coming back in their inbox in the future. So let me show you how to do that. We're going to change this back to submit order form, and then we are going to create what ClickFunnels calls a workflow to deliver that email. So don't forget to save, and then we're going to create a workflow up here at the top. But the first thing we need is we need to store our freebie somewhere on ClickFunnels platform. So let's go ahead and go out of this funnel, scroll all the way down to workspace settings, and then go to my assets. This is where you're going to keep any downloads you have. Click my assets. So in my assets, you're going to see images, course videos, downloads, audio files, basically anything that you have used on a page or a funnel inside ClickFunnels. I'm going to go to downloads because this is where I want to put the freebie. And then I'm going to click up here on the top right, select files to upload. It will give me a chance to upload something from my computer. And then once it uploads, there will be a link right here. You can see my ebook I offer through a funnel, and I come over here and grab the link. So let's just pretend this is our freebie. We're going to grab that link, and then we're going to go back to our funnel. You can obviously also do this in a different tab to avoid clicking around. So here's the funnel that we've started working on. And remember, we've copied the link that is going to give them the freebie to download. So we're going to go into workflows now and create that delivery email that sends the freebie to them. Click attach a workflow, and it will load previous workflows that I have built. None of these are ones I want to use. I want to do a new one. So I'm going to click new workflow, and I'm going to call it freebie test. Or you can call it delivery email or whatever you want to call it. This is not going to be seen by your clients and audience, so it can be whatever you want it to be. Now, under event types, you're going to need to choose a trigger. So when do you want this workflow to fire? Well, you want it to fire anytime someone opts in. Okay, so I'm going to click opt in, which means anytime that someone comes and puts their name and email address, it tells ClickFunnels, fire this workflow, do the thing that I'm about to build. Okay. Now, here we go. We're just going to double check this trigger. Yep, someone opts in inside this funnel, then it's going to fire the next step. The next step is going to be sending an email. So I'm going to click the plus sign and over here, click send email. Now this is the email that they get that says, thanks so much for opting in for this freebie. Here's the freebie. Okay. There are lots of different templates you can use. I like to use one of my previous emails because I've created templates. Up here, you can choose to create a new template and it has my branding and my colors and things. So I'll go ahead and choose one of these. And this is where I put the subject that they are going to see. Something like, yay, here's your freebie. So they jogs their memory what they wanted, right? And then in this email box, you can now edit the email and it's going to pull up what the email is going to look like. All right, so here is the email. Obviously, we can change the copy. Here's your download, blah, blah, blah. Give them a reason to download it. And then at the end of the email, I always like to have a postscript with a call to action. So what do you want them to do next? What's their next step in your journey? You might not have one yet if you're still a relatively new coach or expert or course creator. But if you do, if you have a Facebook group you want them to join, or a podcast to listen to, or a consult call you want them to schedule, ask them to do it right here. Sometimes they're very fresh and excited to be on your list and to be in your world and to find your expertise that they want to take the next step immediately. So you might as well capitalize on that and give them the option to do that here. Now, here is the magic button that is going to download the freebie, okay? So if we click this button over here on the right, it's going to say link type. So when you click this button, this is the link it's going to go to. This is a previous template, so we're going to delete that link and we're going to paste the one we just took from the assets where we uploaded that freebie, okay? And then we're going to make sure it looks good and we're going to click save. Now we can go out of this workflow and see if it looks good. Does the trigger look good? Yep, when they opt into this funnel, they're going to get the next step, and the next step is this email. All right, now make sure you pay attention to this little yellow bar right here. It says the workflow is disabled, okay? It's not going to run until you click settings and you toggle it on. So you can edit it like all you want, and it will not run until you toggle it on. This is nice because if you ever want to make edits and you don't want someone getting a half-done version, you can toggle it off while you're editing it. So go ahead and toggle that on, click update workflow, and now it is live and ready to go. So we're going to go back to our funnel. We know the landing page is done. The delivery email is done. They're going to get the freebie, and now we just need to edit our thank you page. We're going to edit it exactly the same as we did the landing page. Just click on it. And then we add or subtract anything we want. Most of the time, all I want is a thank you and then maybe one more call to action, right? Like I was mentioning in my email, it said join the Facebook group. So maybe I'm going to edit this image, put a picture of some people talking maybe. That kind of looks like a Facebook group, right? In real life. And then say heads up, join my Facebook group below. Make sure you also put instructions in here, or if it's not already in here, please check your email inbox for the freebie, right? So that they know, wait, where is the thing that I just signed up for? They know it's going to be sent to them in their inbox. Once that's done, you can have a link to something else, or you can just delete it if you don't want to have any other call to action. And then you are done. The thank you page is done. Now comes the most important step, and that is to test the funnel. Anytime you make any edits, you need to test. Because if you do not test it, something will break, something will not work correctly, and your people will be disappointed. You do not want that. So here is how to test it. Let's go back to our funnel, and we're going to go to the live page. Now, one other thing you'll want to make sure you do is to set the domain to something that you like. Right now, it's just called Lead Squeeze Funnel, and we probably don't want it called that. If we click Set Domain, we can change that right here based on the domains that you have connected to your ClickFunnels account. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click this link, copy it, and go into a new tab to open it up and take a look at it. Okay, here it is. Looks great. I'm going to put my name. I always call myself B when I'm testing so that I can easily delete it later. And if you are testing a form, there is an easy way to test with Gmail addresses. You just go after your name or whatever your handle is in your email, click the plus sign, and then click test and a number. Any number will do. What that tells Gmail is that it is a new email address, but it still goes to your inbox, right? So I can test this thousands of times with different numbers, and it tells ClickFunnels I'm a new email address. That way, if my email address is already in ClickFunnels system, which it is because I get my own emails, it will recognize this one as a new one. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and click I want the checklist. Boom, it sends me to the thank you. Perfect, that looks great. Now we just need to check my inbox to make sure that I get the email that we set up in the workflow. So here we are in my inbox. I do not see it, so I'm gonna go to my promotions folder, which is very common for your email to land in a Gmail promotions folder. And yep, here it is, Bonnie Wiscombe, yay, here's your freebie. Click on it, oh, looks good. I've edited it just a little bit, just for testing purposes, but you'll want to edit it obviously exactly how you want it. And then last thing to test is the button. Click to download. Okay, it just downloaded something. Now, as you remember, I didn't put an actual freebie in there. I just put my ebook. So let's just make sure that it downloaded the right thing. And there it is. There's my ebook. So we know it did it correctly. And that is it, my friends. You have set up a simple, easy, functional marketing funnel that will bring strangers into your world, put them on your email list, and automatically deliver the freebie for you. Now, like I said, ClickFunnels is not the only software you can use, but I am a big fan of it because you can build your entire business in it for a very, very affordable price. If you choose to use multiple software programs, that's fine too. If you have one that your friend recommends, you can do that as well. The instructions will be slightly different, but very similar. You're going to build a landing page. You're going to build an email that delivers the freebie. You're going to build some sort of a thank you page saying, hey, thank you, go check your inbox to get that freebie. It does not have to be complicated. In fact, I highly recommend you make it as simple as possible because then you can spend your time on the things that matter most, which is delivering amazing coaching to your clients. If you have any questions, drop them below. I'd be happy to answer them, or shoot me an email at info@bonniewiscombe.com and I can try to help you out.